I was thinking that's why it's like, I feel like why it's so much easier to understand gay than trans, because this is like super remedial probably, but like I was like, anyone could understand where you go, okay, I'm like you know how you always want to have sex with girls? I'm like that with guys. And you go, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You go, when I know how you get a boner with girls, I get that with guys. And you go, and then with the trans thing, you go, you know how you feel like a man? And you're like, no.
I don't know. Yeah.
You know how you feel like some sort of man? You go, not really.
Most of the time I don't actually. There's a lot of instances.
And they're like, oh, well, how you know, in your body, you know you're a man. And you go, I don't know if I feel like any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, I don't know. And they're like, well, anyways, I don't have that. You're like, okay, I guess I don't either.
Dude, that's
why it's like, I don't get what the thing is.
So way back when trans became a thing in New York, that was like, so many comics were into trans chicks, like so many.
Yeah.
Like
really?
Jim Norton was, DeRosa was, Bob. Yeah. Like it wasn't like, I know it's New York. So when that became a thing, I didn't realize how different the new trans is autistic fucking internet kids that got like, they're just such incel. They don't want to get fucked by a dude. This is the only way they're going to hook up with a girl. So it used to be, they didn't get the
huge move,
dude. So it used to be, and I had a friend that transitioned in college who was like,
so you literally turn into a girl to get more girl. I mean, that's so crazy. It just might work.
Listen, if you go on lesbian kind of dating apps, it's filled with trans lesbians, and they're not even trying. They got full beards, and I don't have long hair. Like
that was legitimately like. I don't know if you remember this, but that was like one of my first jokes that worked. And a girl being, I know how to pick up lesbians. You just go. You just tell them you're a lesbian too, and you get home, they're like, why do you have a penis? And you're like, I know, it's so weird. Like, whatever. That was like a original thing I was saying, like just 8 years,
dude,
10,
it's
whatever.
to get chicks. It's like I'm gonna be in there somehow. I'm gonna be in the fucking worm pile somehow.
I always respect the game's the game, but
it's crazy, dude. It's
in the end, it always comes back to pussy. That's
everything.
Yeah, everything just centers back.
It didn't used to be, and I remember I was thinking this was an ignorant joke people make. They go, "Oh, what are you gonna chop your dick off?" And I knew from my friend that a bunch of people like, "Oh, we don't do that because you get castrated." It's chicks with dicks. Like most of us, you keep it because it fucks you up.
Yeah, you wanted to touch the back of your
not
throat.
No more. Not no more. The new autistic ones that are like possibly not even trans, just experiencing some kind of weird, whatever the fuck they're putting in the water. They get the full thing, and the suicide rate is worse after that. Because you've been
I don't think that I would need the study to probably believe that.
I've said this to people. And they're like, shut up.
Like, I feel like they're like, hey, we think that it's probably they feel worse after they cut the dick off. I want to do the run the numbers. I go, I'll probably take your word for that one. Yeah.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. Like that's a new thing that doesn't really get talked about is the difference between like the chick with dick trans and then this like new like internet nerd who became, it's a lot of like tech people.
Yeah. Well, all they talk about is the ones that did cut their dick off and they go, I love it. And you go, well, see? One of them likes it.
I was even saying like with he saying it always comes back to pussy. Like, like so many people that were kind of like shot up malls or whatever. You know what I mean? Like a lot of it is like if that guy was like getting tons of girls, that none of that would have happened, right?
Dude, no.
Which is like why you don't see as many girls, because if a girl was like, I'm gonna shoot up this mall unless I get some fucking dick, like it'd be like problem would be solved by the end of the after. You know what I mean? If she just posted her location and be like, this mall's getting shot up unless some dick comes through. It's
I love the idea of a guy like rolling out blueprints to a mall. He's like, I enter here. And then
call me an American. You're just enlisting for the army.
And then he's getting like notifications like, fuck me. He's like, okay, I'll roll the blueprints up. I'll fuck this girl quick and then we'll get back to work. And he just keeps postponing.
We're going to go and flank from the back. Turns out she's a cop at the Tennessee Police Department, so we're going to need a couple more men.
I'm hearing that women could have prevented a lot of these tragedies.
Yeah.
Yes,
it is their fault.
By not being stuck up.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying, whereas girls like you could even say, you go, there's a bunch of these guys that if they don't get any pussy, they're gonna be like shooting all these places up, and you're just like, and any of you girls can solve it, and they're like, we could probably just they try to get the politicians to get amendments removed. Is that instead of
take away some of your rights before we give you some pussy?
I don't think that it's
like instead of having sex, you're like, well, it'd probably be easier to like petition Congress, like. You go, you could have sex with him. You go, didn't do the Congress thing.
What
I
did,
think.
what did that guy call himself? Elliot Rodger,
Supreme Gentleman.
the Supreme.
Supreme Gentleman.
What's his deal? What was that?
I didn't hear about Supreme.
Isn't that what his nickname was?
Yeah,
The
he
Supreme-
called himself the Supreme
I don't-
Gentleman.
It's funny you say that because I told my girlfriend, she just found out who he was. I think last night actually.
Who's
That's-
Elliot Rodger? No,
He's
I-
the
Emo
guy.
guy,
Who shot,
right?
He's the guy who the term incel came from.
Oh wait, I was thinking
Really?
he's the original emo.
No, he's where incel comes
Who's
from.
that?
No
He's
way.
the original incel. He's the guy who like some girl at his like his college.
Any
fuck
girl.
him, and then he went and he shot up an entire sorority house.
Dude, his fucking
Jesus.
diary manifesto thing is really amazing. Like, he really is a little
He's
shit.
like when
Dude,
the
he
guy in
consumes
Toronto.
all this shit. Even like
was
this
big
guy's
news.
That's got
diary.
it tattooed on his arm.
No, this
You're like, I
if
got
you read
this.
my back, I have his life.
backwards memento style.
The Supreme Gentleman? Yeah, I think I followed it.
The guy in Toronto who with the van, that was like his manifesto was all about
the
this guy.
Supreme Gentleman.
He goes.
He
yeah.
was said he goes, I'm the second Supreme Gentleman.
He goes,
Yeah.
It was like all hail Supreme Gentleman or something.
Yeah, dude. It's like Darth Vader after he dies and all
that's
these
such a-
Sith that come up.
That's such a great title. Supreme Gentleman for...
That is, he was, yeah, that sucks that that's taken though, if you have to be the second Supreme
Yeah, yeah.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I laugh. The Supreme Gentleman.
Also a Supreme Gentleman.
It does sound like a Marvel character or something. The Supreme Gentleman is here. Comes down just like the superhero pose. Yeah.
And I like his gentlemanliness. Like, you didn't fuck me.
That's how he gets you into his lair. He always holds
Yeah.
the door for you. That's his one weakness is he can't not be a gentleman. So if there's a girl walking through.
I'm laying my jacket on a mud puddle. I can't.
That's his one weakness. He can't not be a gentleman.
And every day he goes unfucked, he becomes more powerful. And everyone's like, "Can someone please fuck this man?" And he's like, the girls are like, he's kind of like he's not, yeah, he's like he's killing everyone.
Can't
He
we-
doesn't make enough money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start calling any like hype beast friends the Supreme Gentleman.
Supreme Gentleman.
Is there a Supreme Gentlewoman yet?
Yeah, definitely. The Tennessee cop. And then there was,
Oh, we barely.
I know that. I feel like
We
we're
got
going to be
off track.
weaving
I
in and out of our
apologize.
cop episode.